Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Morning Show with your hosts, Wayne and Gabby.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, real estate investors. Welcome to the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show. On today's show, we're going to be talking all about how do you know that you've got a good real estate deal. We're going to talk about the key elements that make a good real estate deal.
This is going to be awesome. I think it's going to give you guys a really good idea of not just like, oh, this looks like a cool property, it came up on the MLS, but really dissecting, does it hit the criteria to make this a good investment, right?
Hey, what do you even mean by that? Be like, you know, do people actually just go and like look on like realtor.ca and be like, oh wow, this one looks cool? Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? What does a cool deal look like? Let us know if you're live with us on YouTube this morning. Let us know in the chat what would make a cool deal for you? Yeah. Like something that you'd be like, oh wow, I really need to buy this property.
Well, I think that a lot of people maybe can be influenced on the types of deals that they're looking for by, you know, noise on the internet, people talking, going to networking events and hearing what other people are doing. And maybe if you don't have all the education and you haven't set your goals yet and you don't really know what you're looking for, it might be easy to just start browsing and be like, ooh, this is what so-and-so was talking about. Maybe I'll go check this one out. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of like really understanding, is this a good deal?
Well, if you guys have been listening to the show for a long time, or even a week, by now you should have figured out that we are very rational investors, logical investors, and we teach that to everyone that watches our show and to our students in our mentorship program, that this is not about your feelings or your emotions or the colors of the walls. This is about the numbers. This is about treating it like a business. We have to look at this and say, is it going to be profitable? And what is profitable enough for you? Like I said, we're going to be talking about all those key elements today. We're going to talk about the tenant profile and what types of tenants, you want to be renting to. What are the people that you actually want to be selling this to? It's going to be, I think it's going to really change the way that you look at real estate investing, because most people just look at it very one-dimensionally and think, I am going to buy this box and I hope that this box goes up in value.
Yes.
Right? Which is, I mean, part of it, definitely part of it, but there's a lot more to it. And real estate investing, it is a business. It's a business. You are buying an asset, hoping it goes up in value, but you are operating a business out of that property, out of that box. And that business is renting it out to other families who are going to live there, hopefully for a very long time.
Yes.
Fun fact for today. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Today is our daughter Everly's birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday, Everly.
Normally she'd do the weather today for everyone across Canada, but she's not feeling the greatest.
Yeah. Aw.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh.
That was a great sound effect.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Yes. Why is our phones blowing up? What happened? What blew up? What's on fire?
Nothing. Somebody messaged me, but I had.
Why do we leave our phones on during a live broadcast? This is so silly. But okay, you answer first and I'll answer. Okay. Why do we leave our phones on during a live broadcast?
Well, I leave mine on because I want to be able to see the live chat. I want to see what you guys are saying. Because I have trouble. Actually, I'm wearing my glasses today, so I can actually read the comments on the screen. So that's good. But yeah, that's why I have mine on. Why do you have yours on, Wayne?
I don't know. I was diagnosed at a young age, like many young boys, with something called attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And
so you like to just live on the edge?
I just like to live on the edge. I'm actually playing chess right now.
Checkmate.
I just like to live on the edge. I also like to know if something's wrong. I know someone will message me. We got a really cool community of real estate investors here.
Yeah. So like if they can't hear us,
many of which
they're gonna message you.
Many of our students tune in live with us every morning. Many of our friends tune in live with us every morning. So I always feel like one of my bros or gals, or brodettes, sorry, one of our friends would let me know if something was wrong or if there was I don't know, something on my face. But yeah, anyways, our phones are blowing up for some reason. Maybe it's all those deals that we got yesterday. Holy Jesus. Our inbox, sorry about that, Gabby. Our inbox
Full of
is
signing
literally
requests.
littered with DocuSign emails. Holy shit snacks.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a good couple days out on the deal hunt.
Good and then bad and then good.
It's been a roller coaster.
It's been an absolute roller
coaster
coaster last couple days. We had a very busy weekend, as you guys know. We had the REI Masters Edmonton Real Estate Investing Bus Tour, a lot of fun. I put a request in to our realtor, Calvin Hexter, on Friday, and I said, "Hey, I want to see all these properties." And I couldn't go on Saturday because we had the bus tour. And then Sunday, something else. I had a bunch of coaching calls with our students, and also something else. I can't remember what we were doing. But then, so I couldn't get in. Normally, when I want to view a property, if I see a property on realtor.ca or come up in my emails, typically what I like is I like to go and see it right away. And I have the luxury of being able to do that because I'm a full-time real estate investor and entrepreneur. I don't have a job. I can go whenever I want, permitting I don't have a bajillion meetings to deal with. But this weekend was so busy that I had to push them to Monday. And I thought for sure that by the time Monday morning came along and I was getting ready to do my little circuit of viewings, I thought they'd all be gone. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they were still available. And I think I went and viewed, I want to say 5 properties. 5 properties. And literally all 5 of them were home runs.
Yeah. I didn't go with you. I actually showed up to the last one. I met you guys at the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of offers that went in.
Yeah. Like crazy. Like I go into the first one. I'm like, yeah, I mean, other than some pretty strong, food smells, which I can get that out.
Yeah, that can be fixed.
Decent shape. Actually, the first one was probably the least desirable of the 5, but it was still like the numbers worked. Everything was great. I'm like, done, write an offer. And he's like, okay, cool. And so my goal was to get through all of the properties and then send a summary at the very end being like, okay, this is what I want to offer this one. This is what I want to offer this one. And, by the time we got to the parking lot or back to our vehicles, I found out the first one, unfortunately, was all unconditionally sold.
Why they even let you do the viewing?
Why
waste everyone's time.
Yes. Let's talk about that just for a second here. I do want to finish my story, but that was such a kick in the nuts to that someone is coming to view your property. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The listing agent knows that. Why didn't they let us know? While we drove all the way down there. Sorry.
We drove. Yeah.
We drove.
Sorry to embarrass you.
That's okay. It's early. I'll slip up on my vocabulary every now and then. But you just wait. You're going to slip too, and I'm going to stop the show for you. Thank you for correcting me. We drove all the way down there. And then we send a message saying, hey, just to let you know, there's an offer coming your way. My client really likes this. Mm-hmm. Our realtor says. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, it's unconditionally sold. Like, that's just such a rude thing to do.
Yeah. Don't be like that if you're a realtor, please.
But I want to focus on one other thing. This was a condo townhouse. Great condo townhouse, great area. Right behind Springville. Actually, when I drove there, I thought it was in Springville. I'm like, oh my God, it's in a complex that we've bought in before. And I'm like, I love this complex.
That's Melwoods, right?
Yes, okay. But it was right behind it. So if you remember the one we did in Springville, we flipped a townhouse there, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. If you remember looking out the back window, remember like the complex is behind there? Yeah. Yeah, it was like right there. You could see it. Anyways, cool. Fun fact.
Good
I haven't told you. Yeah, it is a good location. It's a condo townhouse. I don't understand how anyone, whether it be a homeowner, this couldn't have been a homeowner that wrote this offer. Had to have been an investor. Had to be some crazy investor. And if you're listening to the show, I want you to listen real hard. I want you to listen clearly to what I'm saying right now. I'm going to look into the camera. Why are you writing unconditional offers on a condo?
Mm.
That is the ballsiest thing to do in the world.
Maybe they already own in the complex.
I hope you already own in the complex.
That's the only reason you should ever be that confident.
Because there are 3 major conditions that you want to put on an offer when you're purchasing a condo. You want to put a home inspection, and you want to put a financing inspection. And I'll just stop right there real quickly. If you did your own home inspection while you're there because you feel qualified, fine. Roll the dice, gambler. If you've got cash to buy that property, then you don't need a financing condition either. But the third one, the condo doc review condition, you better know exactly what's going on with that condo, because that is your biggest risk.
Yeah.
That is hands down your biggest risk. And the fact that they wrote an unconditional offer, I mean, I would compare that to trying to have sex with a kangaroo. That's how fucking ballsy it is.
Okay, we're going there.
I want everybody to slow down. And I want you to visualize
No.
trying to have sex
No.
with a kangaroo.
No.
It's not a good idea. It is not a good idea. They kick, they punch, they scratch, and they're big.
Okay.
But that's the equivalent in real estate. It is the equivalent in real estate. The equivalent to that is going unconditional on a condo. It is a very bad idea. I didn't want the property anyway.
Turns out it was the least best one
Mm-hmm.
out of all of them that we saw.
It was
That
the
you
least
saw.
best one. However, the other properties, I wrote offers on all of them. And one of which, first one I wrote an offer on, they had another offer on the table, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm trying to remember what it looked like. But they had another offer on the table, and they said, okay, cool, get your offer in quick because the other one's in. And then we're like, okay, cool. Is there anything you can send us? More information so we can just get you a really good offer and not waste your time. And then we got a message back being like, yeah, the seller decided to go with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
What was everybody on that day? You know there's an offer coming in. You only have one, and you go with the first
see
one?
what it is, yeah.
Like, it wasn't like I was waiting till the next day. Like, I was going to get it. Like, we were literally writing it.
Yeah.
And they didn't even care. Like, no, we're going to go with the other one. So, anyways, missed out on that one. But the other ones, we got an accepted offer. So, I'm trying to remember here. There was a lot, actually. I was writing offers like crazy. We wrote the offers that night, which would have been Monday night. And then Tuesday was when we got word back. So Tuesday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, which was yesterday, we got word back. Tuesday early, we got word that the first one was accepted. That one, or sorry, was it late? I don't even know. Now I'm mixing things up. I'm telling a terrible story. I got so sidetracked by that kangaroo. Goodness gracious. How many did we get accepted?
I have no idea. I didn't know what was what.
So like we got so many offers out, and we're buying properties. We have a property for sale as well. So that also happened at the same time. So we got an accepted offer last night. That one there is a really great suite of property, turnkey, cash flowing. It's also got one of those big lots in the back. Got one of the moneymaker lots in the back. And we're planning on building a big old garden suite development there. So we're very excited for that one. And then we also picked up a cash flowing townhouse. Turnkey, easy, amazing. Got that accepted as well last night. And so last night we were out and about, and we were negotiating and whatnot, and going back and forth with the realtor, and went out for dinner. But before that, we actually checked on one more property, actually, and you came out for that one.
Yeah. So we went and saw another townhouse complex,
Mm-hmm.
and It's funny because we drove in and it was just, another townhouse complex. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just business.
Yeah. And I, w- I walked in, and first of all, like they had done some renovations, so which I wasn't expecting. Normally, when I walk into a townhouse complex, I'm expecting pretty original, hopefully relatively turnkey, maybe a few like repairs. That's kind of like what I'm always hoping to see.
Yeah.
But there was like some very clear, like the moment you stepped in, it was new flooring, it was nice bright walls, and I was like, oh,
I love the flooring actually.
yeah. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And I stepped in and I walked towards the living room. And so this townhouse had these beautiful newer windows. Like they were huge newer windows throughout the entire townhouse.
Damn near floor to ceiling.
Yeah, floor to ceiling everywhere. Like beside the door there was a big one. In the living room there was huge windows, like Wayne just said, almost floor to ceiling. And the cutest little backyard.
Yeah.
It was like it just opened up to like this cute little fenced in backyard. I don't know what, like I was like beside myself. Like I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this. Oh my god." And like I was like totally out of character. I was like, "What's happening? What's taken over me?" But you know what I realized is there was a part of me that it's like, "Oh, okay, there's like, don't be emotional about buying rental properties,
Yeah.
right?" Because I'm like, lock this up. Like this is, like this is adorable. Like let's buy it. Like there's a part of me that's like, I'd move into this in a heartbeat. Like it
Yeah.
was so adorable. But then I was like, am I being emotional? Because I know the numbers work. I know that we wouldn't have gone to see it if the price wasn't right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was thinking, I was like, wait, this is going to be any potential tenant walking in. They're going to walk in and go, oh my God, this is it, honey. Like,
Yeah.
like this is it. This is so cute. This is adorable. And so like in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm not being crazy. Like this is a really great rental property.
Yeah. I was really glad you came. And
Yeah, in the comments here, Kyla says, love it. Lots of light, free light.
yes. I I would prefer that you come to every
To all the viewings, yeah.
viewing. It's unfortunately it's you got things to do, I got things to
Yeah.
do. It's not the best. We happened to be out anyways, and we were in the area. I saw the listing pop up, and I'm like, okay, we're going to be in that area. Let's go see it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, our realtor was able to drop what he was doing and show it to us. So that's fantastic. By the way, shout out to Calvin Huckster.
Yes.
I prefer to have you there because I already know whether I'm going to write an offer before I even leave the house, like my own house, before I even get in the car, because I know that the numbers work. I'm just going down there to verify the condition.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Nothing crazy is going on.
I'm in and out very quick. I'm just looking to see if I can find anything that changes my opinion on this property, or if the pictures are not as advertised.
Mm-hmm.
So that I might have to adjust some things. Maybe I need to replace some things. Maybe there's something I find that's like, okay, that's going to cost money. I need to factor that into my price or my negotiation. But otherwise, I'm very business. But Gabby comes and she looks at it through the lens of, from a feminine lens of, would I want to live here?
Yeah.
And we don't give that too much weight.
No.
But it is important. And one of the first things, as Calvin was unlocking the door and getting the little key safe thing, there was a little patio stone. There was no front yard, but there's like a little walkway up from the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then there's in front of the kitchen window, right next to the door, there's a little patio stone in crushed rock. And they put one of those Home Depot welcome flower baskets in it.
Yeah.
And a nice little flower in there, a little pot. And first thing Gabby says, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I looked and I was like, good for them, because they thought, let's put a flower basket out. This is going to make the place look nice. And instantly,
First thing I noticed.
they got a return on investment.
Yeah.
Because the first thing Gabby pointed out, and I was like, good for them. You know
But
what I mean?
what else? As we were standing there and as he was continuing to unlock the door,
Yep.
I was like, I said it out loud. I said, you know what I would do there is I would put a nice, like, is it called Anderac chair? You know, Okay, I think I hope I'm not butchering that. Anyways,
You're asking me?
I'd put a nice chair out there with like a little mini, just like side table, because it was a relatively small space, but it was enough space to put a chair in on that little like patio space.
Yeah.
And so I'd put a chair there with a tiny little side table. And like that is totally where I would sit and drink my morning coffee. If not in the backyard, depends where the sun came up. I wasn't paying attention to that. But like it was the cutest little like space just outside the front door where you don't have an actual like front yard, right? So anyways, yeah, like it had all this little charm to it that for me, like looking at it through the like would I want to live here lens or will somebody else want to live here, they nailed it. Like everywhere I turned I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Oh, they did such a good job. Oh, look at this light fixture. Like everything was
Yeah.
appealing.
A Adirondack.
And a rack.
There, you're missing a few vowels. Adirondack.
No,
Adirondack. It's iron dack.
okay, whatever.
Adirondack sounds probably. Thank you for typing it out, but like it doesn't help me pronouncing it.
Adirondack. Okay,
Dennis is in there. He's like
Adirondack.
No,
Adirondack.
it's Adirondack.
Okay, I
also
thought it
known
was
as
Andarack. Okay.
also known as a Muskoka chair.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a little spot there. You know, it sounds cute. It sounds sweet because there's flowers there, but you know they're just gonna be smoking darts there, right?
Yeah.
You know there's gonna be a Folgers can full of wet darts. And
I don't know. I think it's going to attract a charming young family with, I don't know. Well, that's the thing is that like, okay, somebody asked in the comments who's
the target?
Yeah, Kyla said, who is the target? And I think that it was a 3-bedroom. So absolutely it could attract a young family.
Yeah.
But also I think that it also had the charm to attract like a middle-aged couple or even a single person with a good income. Just because it had a great location on the west end of Edmonton.
Yeah.
Great location, which I also think hit a little bit of like an emotional touch for me because it was kind of around the corner from where Wayne and I met. But so great location. Get out of here. Get out of here. Great location.
Hold my hand, bitch. Hold my hand.
I'm not hey, take it back.
Babe.
Yeah, there you go. It had a great location, but also just tons of charm. And I think that anybody would have been happy to live there. So I think that it hit a whole bunch of different tenant demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm definitely not letting Wayne let this one go. So there'll be an offer going in this morning.
yeah, so we got so busy last night, crushing tacos and getting offers accepted and things like that. We just had to call it and go to bed. If the deal dies, it dies. That's a Rocky IV reference, just in case you didn't get that one.
I want the deal to die.
But yeah, I'm planning on writing an offer this morning on that one as well. We're looking to pick up a bunch, so I think that we'll be fine. They did a really good job. You know, they didn't renovate the whole property.
Yeah.
But where they did renovate, it got our attention.
Yeah.
The flooring, the trim, the paint, the light fixtures, even just the simple light fixtures as well were updated perfectly, and they did a really good job. They put another flower, like a vase, on top of the fridge, which I looked up there and I'm like, why are you putting the flower vase up on the fridge? But to be honest with you, good on them, good on that seller. It made an impact.
Yeah.
It made an impact, whether it be for an investor, whether it be a homeowner or even an investor like us. Like, it actually was like, wow. When you go through as many properties as we go through, it's
hard to catch.
It's a literal breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
When you walk into a property and it doesn't smell like ass or Glade covering the smell of cigarettes and reefer.
Yeah.
And you take a look and it's like, wow, it's bright, it's fresh, it's clean, and it doesn't I'm not tiptoeing, not through Tokyo. I'm not
through the tulips.
Not through the tulips. I'm not tiptoeing over needles.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of the rentals we go into. It's just like, oh my fucking God, this is disgusting.
Yeah, it was definitely a breath of fresh air. I think that we've seen so much, like, and you've heard us talk about some of the viewings. Like sometimes you have a handful of viewings that you go and look at, and it kind of like almost makes you like lose hope.
Yeah.
And it's like, it also like impacts you on like a level of, oh my gosh, this is how people are living. Like it's almost like a devastation.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a really hard time with that over the past year, like going to view properties and just being like, I can't believe that this is the state of our world right now, and that this is how lots of people are living. And so to kind of like flip that around over the past couple days and see a lot of like really great properties that are well taken care of, that people put effort into, you know, when they're trying to sell it, was it, I don't know, I guess just kind of like fills you back up.
It gave us a sense of hope.
Yeah.
It gave us a sense of hope. It was really nice to just hit a bunch of really good properties. And I'm planning on seeing a lot more this week too. We are in buy mode at the moment, and it's a great time to be buying, especially in the Edmonton market. But more so I will say, it's a great time to be buying. There's great deals out there. And as you guys probably learned from on Friday's last episode when we had Calvin Hexter on the show, we did an Edmonton real estate market update. It isn't as crazy hot, meaning that like there's not as many buyers out there as what we were expecting for the spring summer market. So this is a great opportunity for buying. And it turns into a bit of a buyer's market as opposed to a seller's market. Not technically by definition or by textbook, but for us to not have a whole lot of competition at this time of year, normally I would take a step back and I wouldn't be writing as many offers. I'll just wait till it's not as busy. But when opportunities present themselves, you take them. And so we are, actively looking right now. But I just wanted to say that like it might not be the best time for you because it really depends on what's going on in your world and what your goals are, right? And so, which is a nice little segue into today's topic, which is, how do you know that you've got a good deal? Right now, I see a huge opportunity. I know that I've got a really strong market right now, a really great market for what it is that I'm looking for. And I went and saw a bunch of properties over the last few days, all, like I said, all home runs. All of them I wanted, except, I missed out on two because they were gone, or maybe three that were gone because people jumped on them faster than I did. But how do I know that it's a good deal? Well, there's particular things that I'm looking for, right? And there are key elements that every real estate investor should be considering that are fundamental and that are also personal to them. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little commercial break. When we come back, we're going to discuss those key elements that you need to understand that are fundamental and personal for you as a real estate investor to determine whether you actually have a good real estate deal. So we're going to take a quick little commercial break. We'll get right into that.
You are a professional real estate investor. You are not a professional boxer. And you are definitely not a professional bookkeeper. Enter Fingo. Fingo is a professional bookkeeping service by and for professional real estate investors. Your life just got a whole lot easier, and your profits are ready to soar. Leave the bookkeeping to Fingo so you can focus on what's most important, finding the next deal and raising money for it. Schedule your free consultation at fingo.com.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Let's dive right into this. How do you know that you've got a good real estate deal? If you're a real estate investor, you excited for this?
I'm excited.
If you're a real estate investor, it can be sometimes a little bit overwhelming to determine, like, hey, this looks like a good deal. The price is really good. It seems to be right. But how do I know that this is right for me? So let's focus on, like, some key elements that make a good deal. So this way and if you want, create a little bit of a checklist for yourself here. Create a little bit of a checklist of like, these are the things that I'm looking for, or I want to check off as many of these items, these elements as possible when I'm looking at deals.
Yeah. Can we start right out of the gate with, does it cash flow?
Yes. Well, yeah, that's
I think that's the
an absolute no-brainer.
most
If-
fundamental.
Okay, yeah. If that's not at the top of your list, then get out.
Yeah.
Right? Cash
Find a
flow
door.
is just get out of here, you bum. If cash flow is not at the top of your list, then I don't think you should be investing in real estate. Right? This is one of the key fundamentals in real estate investing. You have to have cash flow, and not just for your own pretty little pocket either.
Yes.
We're not talking about spending your cash flow. We're talking about sustainability here.
Yes.
We're talking about buying properties right and treating it like a business. You do not go and buy a business that doesn't have cash flow, right? The cash flow is your liquidity. Your liquidity is your certainty. It's your sustainability for your business. If you don't have cash flow to pay your employees, to pay your bills, to set money aside for things in the future that break, then you're not going to be in this business very long, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's it is the best safety guard that you can have on this business. And without it, you're basically just gambling. And, I'm not here to gamble. I don't think you guys are here to gamble either. I think you're here because real estate investing is safe, because you own an asset and because you know that long term it's going to generate you lots of wealth. And so cash flow is just something for you, over long term that your property is going to do really well for you and that there's other profit centers, but cash flow is going to what is going to keep your business safe every day throughout that time.
It is the lubricant. It's the lube that keeps your business going.
Yes.
Don't be all weird about
like
it. Don't be weird about it, Diddy.
Or like Josh says, cash flow is the oxygen for any business.
Oxygen, lube, whatever. Potato.
Yes. Thank you, Wayne.
He also says the business won't survive long without it.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah. Through all the highs and lows of market and world events and everything that goes on, cash flow is what keeps you going.
Absolutely. You need cash flow in your business. You absolutely need it. So how much cash flow do you need? Well, go buy this on Amazon.
Needs to pass the cash flow test.
There's a cash flow test for Canadian real estate investors. Okay? Very simple test. Very simple book. Go pick it up on Amazon. Okay? Very simple, very easy. This is literally your guide to determining how much cash flow you need. It is a universal formula for all different types of properties, across all different types of provinces, across all different types of cities and markets, neighborhoods, you name it. Universal formula right here. Go pick it up on Amazon. Okay? 5% rule. All right.
Awesome. Oh, wow. Okay.
Dramatic.
Should we talk about projected
Yes.
ROI?
Why are you asking me?
How'd you know what I was going to say?
I don't know. Why are you asking me? Let's do it.
Projected ROI, return on investment.
Yeah. So obviously you want to be profitable.
Yes.
Does everyone know what the return on investment is?
Hit it quickly. Break it down.
Let us know in the chat if you're live with us on YouTube. Let us know in the chat if you know what a return on investment is. Because a lot of people don't. And this is the worst thing. Like we hold events and I'll be like, does everybody understand this? I feel like I'm coaching my daughter's soccer team. Does everybody understand it? Okay, how many of you guys don't understand it? Don't be afraid. And then like 12 hands go up. Okay, just don't be afraid. Jesus Christ. This isn't U11 soccer, okay? This is real. You sitting there being all shy and ashamed and scared of what people are going to think is not going to work, okay? You have to be vulnerable. You have to let us know when you don't understand things and not be afraid to put your hand up. Return on investment is the return that you're going to get dollar for dollar for every dollar that you put in. If you're putting money in to the deal, meaning
like
down payment or any renovation funds, any dollar that you put into, that you invest into this deal, you want to know how many dollars you're going to be getting back. That's your return on investment. It's a percentage. Okay? So what is the projected ROI for this deal? And does it meet your standards? Is there a universal standard for how much ROI you should be getting, for every deal or per year or per every 5 or 10 years? No, it's entirely up to you. I have my own internal standard for how much ROI I want to see. But then again, we don't really know what our ROI is going to be. That's why we said projected ROI. Yeah. We're going to take it based off of what do we know. I don't know what the future value of this property is going to be in the future. But what
You
I
don't
do
know
know,
what interest rates are going to be.
I don't know what interest rates are going to be when I renew in 5 years. Like, I don't know those things. But I can kind of guesstimate based off of the current interest rate, the historical interest rates as well. And I can see what's my mortgage pay down going to be for the next 20 years and what's my cash flow going to be for the next 20 years. Assuming some vacancies, assuming some repairs and maintenance, I can get a rough idea of what my ROI is going to be over the duration of me holding this business, say 20 years or 15 years. And then I can divide that by the amount of years. I'll see what my average rate of return is. And I'd be like, okay, is this reasonable to me? Assuming and understanding that I will have appreciation. The value of my asset will also go up, and that will be bonus bananas afterwards. But I just want to know at the bare minimum, what's my cash flow and what is my mortgage pay down going to be for the next 20 years annualized, right? So if you can get 10 or 15% per year ROI, that's amazing. That's amazing. Without any appreciation. If that's just built off of mortgage pay down and cash flow, which is almost guaranteed, there's going to be expenses. We have no idea what the expenses are going to be. We have no idea if the furnace is going to blow in 3 years. Like, we don't know those types of things. And we don't know if it's going to sit empty for 2 months because you can't find a good tenant. We don't know those things. But if you can guesstimate that you're going to make somewhere in the range of 10 to 15% return on investment every year over the next 20 years with just mortgage pay down and cash flow, not including the value of the asset going up in value, that's phenomenal. That's not the standard, but like I said, what's your standard? If you don't know what that is, figure it out, because this is how you're measuring whether this is a good deal or not.
Yes.
If it's 2% ROI and you're like, oh, that's good enough. Okay, great. But I don't think it's good enough. But you got to figure out what kind of return on investment you want to see at a minimum to determine whether this meets your criteria, right? I'm going to say it one last time. There is no universal textbook standard. You have to figure out what is the minimum ROI you want to see for your deal to determine for you, is this a good real estate deal, right? Okay, that's projected ROI. Tenant profile.
Yes, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. Who is going to walk up to this front door and say, ooh, look at this wonderful basket. I want to put a Muskoka chair there. Right?
Or who's going to look at your listing and say, this fits what we need. Let's go see it, right?
Yeah.
They need to see it online and decide that it fits what they're looking for before they get to the door and decide.
Oh, you mean like overall, like bedrooms, area, location,
Yes.
that type of criteria?
Yeah. And yeah, you need to look at all of those things when you're considering the tenant profile that you want to attract. If you're saying, I'm going to invest in real estate, I think one of the major considerations you should be making when you're deciding on a asset class is what type of tenant profile do I want to manage? Do I want to attract?
That is a very good
in
point.
My properties?
That's a very good point.
Right? Because if you're thinking that you're going to have a lovely young family and then you're going and buying an apartment building full of 1 and 2 bedroom units, that's not who you're attracting, right? So getting clear on the types of tenants that you want to manage in your portfolio is important. And I'm not saying go and be, don't say like, oh, I want to attract doctors because they make a lot of money. Because doctors are probably buying their own houses because they make a lot of money.
That's going to be increased vacancy because they're going to be moving a lot.
Yes. So you need to be realistic about who is out in the rental market looking for rental properties, and then decide out of these different classes of people, who do I want renting from me, and then what properties fit what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think it'd be reasonable to buy a house that has a secondary suite and be like, oh, I'm going to rent to doctors in my basement suite?
Absolutely not.
This doctor is a specialized neuro. Give me a specialty in medical, in the medical field.
I don't know.
It's a heart surgeon.
Yeah.
They're gonna rent this 2-bedroom basement suite with their 3 kids
because it's near the hospital, right?
Because it's near the hospital. If I'm near the hospital, therefore I'm gonna get medical professionals.
Yeah. Probably not. Yes.
Sorry, maybe that one was a little too much. We'll cut that out. You have to be on the live show on video to be able to see that. But seriously, you got to think. Is that a reasonable thing to request to people? Do you have to think?
They think, yes.
You have to think. You got to use your head, right? This isn't rocket appliances. This is really simple stuff, guys. This is really super simple stuff. So you have to think about it. Obviously, the first three things that we talked about was mainly related to the profitability and the numbers, the business side of it. And we want to make sure it's profitable. We want to make sure it's sustainable, that there's a sufficient amount of cash flow. We want to make sure that it meets our standards for the types of returns that we want to get, right? Yeah. But also, we want to make sure that we are being intentional with the types of properties that we're buying. Hey, this property is a phenomenal, money maker right here. It's got so much potential. It's got great cash flow. It's got great projected ROI, right? But it's going to attract these type of people. And sometimes, even though you want to attract certain types of people, these are the types of tenants I want to get, right? You're going to get whoever responds to your listing, right? You might not even get the tenants that you're really hoping for, right? And you need to be okay with that. So who is going to be attracted to something like this in this area with these types of, with this type of layout, with these amount of bedrooms, right? In this type. So let's talk about the 3-bedroom townhouse that we got an offer on. That we got accepted. I mean, that one there, it's going to attract a certain group of people. 3 bedrooms, obviously it's going to be families. Very, very unlikely you're going to get single people, right? Yeah. You're going to get families. Now, in a complex, in a C to D area, are you going to be attracting, high net worth individuals? With good paying jobs? Probably not. And you need to be okay with that and comfortable with that. Even though I want to attract this person who makes this much money, you're probably not going to, just based on the fact the product that you're trying to sell them is not appealing to them. Yeah. All right. This comes down to affordability, right? So you have to buy the property with the intention of you have to think about who you want to rent to first before you buy the property. You think about who you want to rent to first, and then you buy the property for that person. Yeah. Right? It's kind of backwards. You kind of have to reverse engineer it. And
I think also what people don't realize, or some people don't realize, is that who you're attracting and who you're renting your suites out to actually does affect your returns.
Yes.
And so, you talked about how earlier, we talked about cash flow, we talked about projected ROI. Those things are all related to your profits, but so is your tenant profile. Mm-hmm. Because the amount of turnaround that you have relates to your profit. The amount of wear and tear that they do on your property amounts to how much profit you make.
Sing it, sister.
Yeah, so there's all these things that, if you have a lower standard of tenant profile, maybe in, insert a property type that would, apartments.
Yeah.
Might, those 1-bedroom apartments might attract a lower tenant profile.
Low-rise, multifamily.
They might smoke in it. They might have additional wear and tear.
Hey, we were driving down, what were we driving down? 149th Street yesterday? 156th Street yesterday? Gabby?
Yeah.
Go. No, Gabby, hang on a second. Why don't you tell everybody what you told me while we were driving down 156th Street yesterday? Why don't you tell the class what you said?
Leave me alone.
Tell the class what you said last night.
Leave me alone.
Tell the class what you said last night.
This was private, Wayne.
It's the same fucking thing I say every time I drive down that street.
Space.
I'd rather fuck a kangaroo.
No, I didn't say that. I said, who would in their right mind want to own one of these buildings?
Oh, they're just so unappealing.
Oh my God. And just the people.
How do people stand in front of that being like, look at what I just bought?
And the people walking down the street and the people walking into those buildings and all of the junk on their balconies and all of the crap hanging in the windows. Like, I was just...
the people walking in, the people walking out.
I know that that's not what we invest in. That's not what we want. That's not who we are. But just looking at it, I was like, how does somebody look at this and say, yes, I want to own that building? Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Yeah. Every time I drive through there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of multifamily buildings are all like on the same street. It's all like, it's just littered. It's multifamily row. Yeah. And where there's one, there's lots. And then when there's lots of those, it's like it's the type of it's the type of crowd that tends to frequent around that area. And it just attracts a certain vibe in that area, and it's just like, oh dear God. And you can smell it. You can smell it from your car with the windows up. Like it's ugh. Anyways, you do you. But what were we originally talking about? You
But
said
those
like,
are
what,
gonna
those types of
attract
units, those types of units, those
Yeah.
types of buildings.
Yeah, they're going to attract a lower class of tenant, and you're going to have way more upkeep. You're going to have lots of turnover. You're going to have tenants defaulting on rent. You're going to have evictions. You're going to have to be collecting from people. You're going to have a job that I assume most of you here listening don't want to have.
Yeah.
That's certainly not the job that I want. I want chill tenants who are going to pay their rent, who hopefully will stay for a long time. But if they don't, and if they decide to move, I'm not going to have a problem finding another tenant who wants to rent that unit, who is going to do the same thing the previous one did, take care of the place, pay rent, and I can just, I can be a landlord, but I don't need to be throwing people out and chasing down money and all that kind of stuff. I mean, at this point in Wayne and my investing careers, we do take on a little more risk here and there. Calculated risk, because we're experienced. We know what to do. We know, it's not a big deal anymore. But for, people who are starting out, I really highly recommend easy.
Yeah. And that's what we teach. We teach simple, we teach easy. And our students just continuously keep hitting home runs and grand slams because they just focus on simple and easy. But it can be a little confusing sometimes not knowing what simple and easy is. You know what I mean? It's under your assumptions. So like, okay, I'm just going to do something simple, So most people will be like, okay, I'm going to do something small. I'll start with a small condo and just kind of work my way up. But that doesn't necessarily mean simple and easy. We're talking about fundamentals here. So we want to make sure that it cash flows. We want to make sure that it's a good ROI that meets our standards. We want to make sure that it's a tenant profile that we actually want to rent to and that we're doing it intentionally. We're thinking about that tenant profile first, and we're buying the property with the intention of selling a product that tenant would want to rent from or rent. Thank you. So those are the things we want to make sure that we're being intentional. And that's what you should be doing, is thinking about intentions first. There is a certain amount of cash flow I want to get. There's a certain amount of projected ROI that I want to get. There's a certain type of client or tenants that I want to service. What property will get me that? See what I mean? We're going backwards here. We're not going forwards. We're not looking at a property and saying, is this a good deal? We're reverse engineering it. We're beginning with the end in mind. Yeah. What is the criteria that we are looking for? And how do I find a property that fits that criteria so that we can be intentional and not reactive? Yeah. Another thing that we want to make sure is, back to money, is that we're going to make money on the buy.
Yes.
Not always the case. Depends on the market. Sometimes I buy properties full market value. Sometimes I've written offers $2,000 over asking, just to get the deal, because I know that it's a good price based off of the actual value. There's what you pay, and then there's the value of a property, and then there's what you pay, right? And if you understand the value of the property, then you can pay more for it or pay what they're asking for. It doesn't always have to be like, I need to get $10,000 off list price. Because in a competitive market like what we're in right now, if I waited a few more days and tried to go back and forth and try to get some more money off of this deal, I'd probably lose it to somebody else, right? And you need to be aware of that. So you need to understand your market. You need to understand the actual value of this property to determine, what's a good offer. But another thing that you want to check, if you can, again, on your checklist that you're creating here today, can I make money on the buy? If my down payment is $100,000 for this investment property, my investment is $100,000, and I can get $50,000 off of the price, meaning making $50,000 on the buy, that's an immediate 50% return on investment. An immediate 50% return on investment on the deal on day one, even before you get the keys. Just think about that, right? That's an easy way to make fast cash, a great fast return. So if you can make money on the buy, it is a terrific consideration. It's something you should always be looking at as a fast way to get to increase your return on investment.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it fast cash. I'd call it fast returns.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because it is locked into the property. You don't realize that until you sell the property or refinance it or whatnot. But yeah. It's
I
really nice
misspoke.
nice to make that money up front.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot. Well, sorry. We should talk about appreciation a little bit.
Okay.
We've been talking about projected ROI. We said don't include the appreciation or the increase of the value of the property because we don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
We do
You
not
can't
have
guarantee it.
do not have a crystal ball. We have no idea where the values of real estate is going to go. I can say with certainty that over a long period of time of say 50 years, we know that the value of real estate goes up. We do not know in what kind of way this line will go up, though. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes a lot more up. But over time, what you'll see is that line will go in a upward direction. And so you cannot time the market. You do not know whether it's going to go up this year or down this year, whichever else. It doesn't really matter because you're going to hold it for the long term anyways. Mm-hmm. So if you have the intention of holding your real estate for the long term, and long term is the way to win and succeed. If you're planning on keeping it for 15 or 20 years minimum anyways, it only matters what the value is when you sell it. Because that's when you realize your total gains, your actual gains. But if you buy it for $500,000 and it goes down to $400,000 for the next 5 years, it's okay. Just keep making your payments, keep bringing the rent in. As long as you've got cash flow, you can ride it out. But in 10, 15, 20 years from now, when you go to sell it and it's worth $1 million, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it goes down. It doesn't matter if it goes up to $600,000 immediately and then drops down to $550,000. Like, oh, I should sell it quick. No, just keep holding it. You're playing for the long term. It's going to go like this. But what you'll notice is over time with real estate, it goes up in that direction. It only matters what the value is when you sell it. That's when you realize your actual gain or your loss. So if you sell when it's down, you will lose. But if you don't sell, you won't lose it, right? Yeah. That's the cool thing about real estate investing. It's multidimensional, okay? So, but we do want to make sure that we're making money on appreciation because 66% of your profits in real estate will come from appreciation. That's not an actual figure, but that's just based off of my experience, based off of my portfolio and actual real data. Over half of your overall profits over a 15, 20 year span will be in appreciation. The value of the asset going up going up. There is cash flow, there is mortgage pay down, there is money on the buy. But if you look at all your profit centers when you go to sell the property, the appreciation will make up the most. So it is very, very important. We don't rely on it, but we know that it's there. And we know that when we go to sell this property in the future, this will make up most of our profits. So it's important. So you want to make sure that you are buying a property that has strong potential for appreciation. Mm-hmm. This is when you're supposed to talk. Luke, are you listening, Luke? Are you listening, Luke?
Sometimes I don't know if you're doing a dramatic pause or if you're like giving me an opportunity.
You're killing the flow, Gabby. You're killing the flow.
Okay, then let's talk about value add potential.
Yes, we want back to appreciation, Gabby. How do you know that there's potential for appreciation in a market, though? We don't have time to talk about it all today.
Yeah.
But some indicators can be if you have a lot of immigration coming to an area. Sorry, migration. People moving to your area. Yeah. Right? That is a sign that there's going to be lots of people that are going to be looking to buy. Now, they're not going to be looking to buy right away. Keep in mind, a lot of people, when they move here right away, they rent. Which, when a lot of people move here right away and they rent, that means it's going to be really good for the rental market. Yeah. But as they stay, and if jobs stay sustainable and people plant roots and they stay in this area and they're not just coming for a couple of years, then eventually within a few years, they're going to want to buy. So you can see this cycle of people renting and then buying and renting and then buying, renting and buying. So you can kind of see those trends and you can predict what's going to be coming from, in the future in a market. So if you see lots of people moving to an area, then the demand for that housing is going to go up. And if they're not building at a rate that can consume that, then the demand will exceed the supply, which will increase the values. Yeah. Right? And that's just a really super easy beginner 101 level, way of looking at it. Additionally, what you can do is you can look at other trends as well. And I highly recommend really learning the fundamentals. If you want to learn how to spot the trends and understand the fundamentals, we have a great mentorship program. We can teach you all about that. Go to reimasters.ca. But for today, you do really just want to focus on the basics of this, that you do want to make sure there's a strong potential for appreciation in your market, because that does make up more than half of your total profits in a long-term buy and hold investment property.
Yeah.
Value add potential, you were saying.
Yes. Yeah. So something, not all properties are going to, have an opportunity to add value, but a way that you can get potentially a really great price and make money on the buy is by looking for properties where there is an opportunity to add value to it. So when we say value add potential, we're really talking about like, how could you improve the property? And sometimes it can be as simple as a really good cleanup and maybe slapping on a new coat of paint. Something super simple, super low cost, but will have a large impact.
That property we were looking at last night had some beat up laminate countertops. The cabinets were all fine. We could totally put another laminate countertop on top of that, or even a quartz, and it would completely change the whole look of that room. Yeah, and it just
had some like stained backsplash as well. So whether that be a cleanup or just a quick, like really quick kitchen renovation could have increased the value as well. But sometimes it can be larger things. Maybe it's something like actually adding a secondary suite. Mm-hmm. Or building garage suites.
Well, there you go, Gabby.
I wasn't planning that.
Not a garage suite, but a garden suite. Garage suites aren't profitable. Yes. I mean, they are, but they're not.
Sorry, did I misspeak?
Yeah, you said garage. We're talking about garden suites because ultimately, if you got a stupid garage underneath that only rents out for $200, I mean, you're not thinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Why would you rent out a full 700, 600 square feet and only rent it out for $200 when you could be renting out for over $1,200? It just makes way more sense to rent it out for $1,200. Spend a little extra money, build it into a suite, and make more money. Yeah. Like the return on investment for garages is just like not good. $200 for $45,000. $200 a month for $45,000
to build. You're saying it's $45,000 to build a garage.
To build it, yeah.
And you can only really rent it out for $200-ish.
If it's already there. Then sure. If it's already there and part of your deal and you already had it, then rent it out, get some money for it. But if you're building from scratch, it makes zero sense. Zero sense to build something and then rent it out for $200. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So value add's really important. Is there any way that you could build something that will cost whatever it costs, and then you could make more money on that property? You can generate other income streams on that,
not only generating rent and income coming in, but also increasing the value more than what you put into it, what you spent building it. Well, does it increase the value even more? You can make money there as well.
That's just genius, Gabby.
Oh, I thank you, Wayne.
That's just absolutely genius. What if you could spend money and make money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people will spend $40,000 or $45,000 to build a garage, and then the house is worth $45,000 more. Yeah, you brought in an extra $200 a month, but then there's the cost of debt servicing that and everything else. Why not?
And you have $45,000 more dollars sitting in your deal that you don't have access to.
There you go. Right? How's your return on investment now? Ooh, now we're getting deep. Now we're getting into some deep advanced coaching.
Did we go too far?
We'll reel it in a little bit because the show's almost over.
Okay.
But ideally, if I'm going to be putting money in and that money's going to be trapped in there, I want to know that money that's trapped in there is actually working.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be increasing my investment, going back to that return on investment calculation that we had earlier, if I put more money into the deal, then that means my return on investment percentage is going to go down, unless I'm dramatically increasing my return simultaneously. Yeah. So I want to make sure if I'm going to be putting money in, it's going to be trapped in there, I'm going to be making a lot of money off of that. Or we can look into some other advanced strategies like refinancing, doing a cash out, or the BRRRR strategy where we can get our money back out, which increases our return as well. Yeah. But I digress. Yeah.
I'm just going to go back and say, though, that not like value add potential isn't a make or break on making it a good deal. You can, like Wayne said earlier in the show, you can buy a property at its retail price and it can still be a really great deal, and you might not have to do any work to it. So this is just, one of those elements that could give you a really great opportunity to make even more money.
I would, on your checklist, I would compare it to making money on the buy. It's not a necessity. It's not necessary, but it is a bonus. Yes. Right. And so similarly, if you have some value add potential where you can increase your returns even more, then that's going to increase your return on investment, right? Depending on how much money you have in that deal. So that's if you can add that as well, it's going to increase, the potential of this being a good real estate deal. And that's what we're trying to figure out here. Is this how do you know that you got a good real estate deal? The last thing I want to focus on, we do have a couple questions. I'm going to answer those questions. Actually, I'm going to answer those questions real fast, and then we're going to get to our last one, okay?
Okay.
Real fast. Someone says fully...
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, fast.
Okay. Fully renovated duplex, 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. So I'm assuming suited.
And a 2-bedroom unit. Yep.
So 3 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down. Cash flows $1,200 in a small town. Or a smaller, older house with single garage in a small city with $350 cash flow. Same price. Which one do you choose, Wayne?
Not enough information.
Yeah, I agree.
As soon as you said small city, and then you
Small
said
town. Yeah.
small city, small town, I instantly don't like it because fundamentally that is risky. I wouldn't buy either of them if you're asking me. But is it a good deal for you? That's a completely different story. For me, I don't buy in small cities, especially in Alberta. It's too boom bust, and that's not boomtastic.
Or boombastic.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, I was trying to be funny. But, I mean, there's a couple other things that you want to be looking at. Does it cash flow? You know, what's the cash flow? Check it on the cash flow test. See what the percentage is on the cash flow test. Which one's higher? Look at what the projected ROI is. I'm literally going down my list of things we just talked about, right? What's the projected ROI for both options? See which one's better. You can literally
analyze
compare
both
them.
of these side by side. Yeah.
Walk through it with
Check,
me.
check, check,
Are
check.
you going to make money on the buy with either of those? Which one has more? Is there strong potential for appreciation? Figure it out, right? Do your market research. Is there value add potential? Right? Run the numbers. And then lastly, the one thing I'll add, and this is the last one for today. Does it fit your goals? This is all very unique to each and every one of us. Does it fit your goals? That doesn't fit my goals. I don't see how that can help me at all, right? Fundamentally, I won't. It's one of the things on my list is that it needs to be in certain areas because I want to know that there's strong potential for appreciation. I want to know it's sustainable. I want to know that, you know, there's lots of good jobs, good paying jobs in that area for the tenant profile that I'm looking for. So therefore, it doesn't check my box. Therefore, I wouldn't buy it there. But that's unique to me because it doesn't fit my goals. It doesn't fit my criteria. So does it fit your criteria? Does it fit your goals? Does this property help you? Are you in an equity building stage right now or are you in a cash flow stage right now? Right? There's a lot more questions that need to be asked in order to determine whether this is right for you. You asked me which one do I choose, right? And I gave you the answer. But in order to properly help you choose which property is right for you and whether it's a good deal for you, we need to have a much deeper conversation, right? We need to be coaching you one-on-one to know what your long-term goals are, to be able to reverse engineer those goals to determine what types of properties should you be focusing on and what types of numbers should you be focusing on and what's the actual strategy for this. What's the game plan to make sure that every decision that you're making is intentional to getting you towards your end goal. And as I mentioned earlier, we have to begin with the end in mind. And so when you're thinking about buying a property, you can't just go out and just buy a property because you think it's going to be a good idea, right? There needs to be more thought and intentions behind it. Otherwise, you're just collecting properties and it feels good. It looks fun. Everybody's like, look, just bought another property. Look, just bought another property. I did it yesterday. And in fact, I got another one accepted. Didn't we get another one accepted last night? I don't even think we talked about that one. I really need to look at my text. I don't know what I've got accepted and what I don't have accepted.
You don't even know what you were signing.
I don't even know what I was signing last night. It was just like I said, DocuSign galore.
Calvin just sent you a few random properties. He's like, here, let's buy these ones too.
Yeah, his pocket listings. He's like, he'll probably sign it. Just sneak this one in. But legit, anyways, but it's not about, oh, wow, it's so cool. Congratulations, Wayne. But I'm not collecting properties. They were all incredibly intentional, right? Each of these properties were very intentional, and I have a plan, I have criteria, and I just go for it, right? And it fits everything that I'm trying to do because it fits my goals. You need to figure out what your goals are, and then figure out, is this property going to help me with that goal?
Yeah.
Is it part of the plan?
Yeah.
And if it is, buy it. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
If it isn't, then don't buy it. And if you don't know what your goals are and you don't know what a good deal is and you still can't figure it out, then reach out to us. You could book a one-on-one coaching call with me, which I highly do not recommend. It's very expensive. It's $500 an hour. If you want an hour of my time, that's what it costs, right? Or you can join our mentorship program. It's a 12-month mentorship program. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the fundamentals. We'll teach you what a good deal is. We'll teach you the trends. We'll teach you how to do market analysis. We'll teach you how to find tenants, everything, literally everything. But once we're done through the fundamentals and the lessons and things like that, which normally take about 2 to 3 months, we want to really get to know you a little bit better, or a lot better. We want to figure out what's right for you so we can build a roadmap that's tailored specifically for you so you know exactly what you need to do. And then I give you a nice little slap on the ass and you get to work. And if you have any questions, you come back and you ask me anything you need, right?
There is no sexual harassment in our program, by the way. Disclaimer.
Josh is in the chat here. Back me up, Josh. I can confirm he has. No, I'm just sorry. But legit, everything has to be intentional.
Yeah. And once you know what your goals are, and once you know what it is that you're looking for, and once you have that criteria outlined and written down and set up in your, search criteria of properties that you're looking for, you're going to have your realtor actually bringing you and saying, hey, I think this fits in with, what you're looking for, what you're trying to buy. What do you think? Right. Yeah. So, and actually Calvin did that last night as well. He came equipped with another deal, with another printout, and said, check this. I think it's what you're looking for. So when you become crystal clear, the people around you can also help you. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like so many of our students as well, I know exactly, we've determined with them, we worked with them to determine what it is that they're looking for, and they're crystal clear on what it is that what the types of deals that they're looking for and what a good deal is for them. And if I happen to see a deal that fits their criteria, I'll be like, here, look at this, right? And I will send it off to them. Yeah. Similarly, if I see someone with an off-market deal, I will connect those two people, right? It just makes things a lot easier. And, we're all very busy. We all got shit going on. We all got families. We all got baseball teams. We all got, responsibilities. We shouldn't be sitting here scrolling through realtor.ca, just looking at deals. Ooh, that looks fun. Ooh, that looks fun. Ooh, look at this one, honey. It's in Camrose. Or this one is in Canmore. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Look at this one, honey. It's got 6 units. Wow, that's fun. 6 that's 5 more than the one I was looking at yesterday. Cool. It's not, you're aimlessly just wasting time. Mm-hmm. When what I think you should be doing, you should be focusing on the things that are most important, which is your family. Right? My daughter's birthday's today. I don't got time to be fucking scrolling through realtor.ca. I don't got time to be doing other things. I know exactly what it is that I want. I put it out there. Everybody knows what I want. They find it for me. They do the work. And when it gets sent to me, I sign on the dotted line, right? My inbox is full of DocuSign accepted offers. Like it's very simple for me. I'm out eating a birria taco and I'm hitting the signature thing on my phone, right? That's being efficient because I know exactly what it is that I want, right? And so get clear on what it is that you want, and then the deals will just come to you, right? Build the team, build the systems, and everything is automatic, right? Pretty sure Matthew Good said that. I'm pretty sure that's what he was singing about.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Very likely.
Josh in the chat says, signing deals while eating meals.
He also says, not harassed, only enlightened.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We hope that you had fun. We hope that it was enjoyable. We hope it was entertaining.
I'm sorry about the things Wayne said.
Well, it kept them around to the end of the show, did it not?
Yeah, they're still here.
And sometimes this stuff can be a little bit boring. So sometimes you need to throw in a little bit of entertainment. It's all fun and games. It's just a game, right? It's just money. Let's go out and make lots. What do you say?
All right.
Right? All right, that wraps up today's show, guys. You let us know what you want us to talk about tomorrow. Send us an email at info@reimorningshow.com. If there's something you need help with, we provide free coaching for real estate investors every weekday morning. Just let us know what you want us to answer, topics that you want us to talk about. We'll do it for you. Anything that we can do in order to provide you the confidence and the clarity to be able to go out and take action today. You guys have a great day. Bye now.
Thanks for listening. Want to be coached personally by Wayne and Gabby? Then you should join the Real Estate Investing Masters Mentorship Program. Details are in the show notes to get started.